Hello everyone. Welcome to my YNR 24 spoilers. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sally betrayed. Matt vs. Sharon. Sienna's discovery. The Young and the Restless spoilers are in for Wednesday, November 12th, 2025. Fans can anticipate that Sally Spectra will be betrayed in tomorrow's episode. Matt Clark aka Mitch Bacall trades threats with Sharon Newman. Also, Nick Newman tells Sienna Bacall the truth about her husband. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera, Noah Newman Busted. Let's start off with Nick, who went to the hospital to find out why Sienna was with Noah. The man found out through a message from the guard posted at the hospital. Then Nick went to go see for himself and saw through the window in the door that the two were sharing a passionate kiss. While Sienna was able to cover with the guard, will be harder with Nick, especially now that he's seen the kiss. Read more. Find out what happened on the last episode of YNR. Sienna Bacall's discovery. He will ask questions when Nick bursts into the room. However, both Noah and Sienna will remain mysterious about their relationship. When Nick can't find out how long it's been going on or how serious it is, he will try another route. Nick will tell Sienna all about her husband's past. While Sienna seems to have known that Matt/Mitch was hiding something, she might be in for a shock by what Nick tells her. Read this. YNR spoilers 3 weeks ahead. Victor and Adam plot, Burrow demands, and a 2-day wedding. Matt Clark vs. Sharon Newman. According to the spoilers for Wednesday, November 12th of The Young and the Restless, Sharon will keep pressing Mitch to admit that he is Matt. It is teased that while Matt/Mitch issues some threats, Sharon responds with warnings of her own. When Nick and Sharon meet up again, both will have some shocking bombshells to report. Even when Noah gets released, there could still be issues. Matt/Mitch said recently that they deserve to be punished, so it seems like this is just the beginning. Sally Spectra betrayed. Back in Genoa City, Billy Abbott breaks a promise to Sally. It sounds like he will focus on revenge once again instead of looking toward the future. It seems like Billy is going to further provoke Adam Newman and Victor Newman. Sally has given Billy chance after chance, but he keeps going back to his old vendetta. So, could this be the straw that breaks the camel's back? It seems Sally could have enough and decide to go her own way. Trading threats, breaking a promise, truth teller. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, November 12th. Hint at some major moments ahead. 2 rivals trade threats, while someone breaks a promise to a loved one, and a character spits some truths to a new friend. What's on the horizon for Wednesday's show? It's time to discover. Sharon Newman vs. Matt Clark. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, November 12th suggest Sharon Newman will trade threats with Mitch Bacall aka Matt Clark. The good news is that Sharon knows Matt is alive, and she can expect the unexpected from him. However, the bad news is that it sounds like the incident between him, Noah Newman, and Mitch/Matt's wife, Sienna Bacall, has added fuel to the fire where their rivalry is concerned. Nick Newman spills the truth. Speaking of the drama in Los Angeles, Nick Newman will tell Sienna about the man she's married to. Sienna clearly knows Mitch is dangerous, but when Nick informs her that he is Matt Clark and he tells her everything the man has done to both him and Sharon, she may still be shocked. Read this. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Matt follows to GC. YNR head writer Josh Griffith previews Part 2 of story. Will she end up fleeing to Genoa City with Noah, Nick, and Sharon to escape Matt? Could this further antagonize Mitch/Matt? Plus, do any other fans feel as if Nick and Sienna may cross a line? Could there be a father-son love triangle looming? How would this all affect the romance too? It'll be interesting to see where this storyline is headed. Billy Abbott breaks a promise. In other news that YNR fans should have anticipated, The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday note that Billy Abbott will break a promise to Sally Spectra. Sally has placed a lot of trust and hope in Billy. So if this has to do with Abbott communication, this could be the end of the road for Sally. Sally betrayed. The events in Genoa City are about to explode as Sally Spectra's world crumbles yet again. Once a woman of fire and fierce independence, Sally has tried, repeatedly, to reinvent herself, to rise above the chaos that defines her relationships. However, when a heart like hers is entwined with Billy Abbott, the distinction between passion and pain becomes nearly non-existent. On this fateful Wednesday, Sally learns that even the most carefully placed trust can shatter in an instant. Billy Abbott, the man who said he would choose peace over vengeance, demonstrates once more that his demons speak louder than his love. For months, Sally stood by him, watching him wrestle with the ghosts of Adam and Victor Newman. She believed, perhaps naively, that she could be his anchor, that love might quiet the storm inside him. Instead, Billy's addiction to vengeance proves unbreakable. Billy's betrayal cuts deep, not because of infidelity, but because it is a moral one. Sally had begged him to let go of the endless war against to stop allowing their power and legacy to consume his every thought. Yet here, he is again, playing with fire, pushing Adam's buttons and dragging Sally's reputation through the mud with him. The moment she discovers that Billy has gone behind her back, using media connections, secret recordings, and carefully planted stories to undermine Adam, her heart sinks. Sally had vouched for him, even defended him in boardrooms and private meetings. But Billy's need for retribution outweighs his promises, proving to Sally that he hasn't changed. It's the same cycle, self-destruction dressed up as justice. What makes this betrayal even more painful is that Sally sees herself in him. She too has been the outcast, the schemer, the woman desperate for a seat at the table. She believed in Billy because she knows what it's like to fight for redemption. But now she's left wondering whether she fell in love with a man or with the illusion of one. When she confronts him, her voice shakes not from rage, but from heartbreak. She tells him with tears welling up in her eyes, "You said we'd start over. You said the past didn't own you anymore." Billy's silence is deafening. The man who once claimed he'd never hurt her again has no defense, only regret. Yet even his remorse feels hollow to Sally, who realizes that words from Billy Abbott are as fleeting as his promises. The betrayal reverberates far beyond their relationship. At Newman Media, whispers spread about Sally's loyalty, about whether she's complicit in Billy's latest crusade. Victor Newman's gaze sharpens. Adam smirks knowingly. In the ruthless business world of Genoa City, where weakness equals opportunity, they all see cracks forming. Sally's professional standing, something she fought to reclaim after years of ridicule, is suddenly in jeopardy. She's caught between two worlds, the woman she wants to be and the woman people think she still is. Her faith in Billy has cost her more than love. It's cost her credibility. As the episode unfolds, Sally begins to retreat emotionally. She doesn't yell or throw things. Rather, she just stands still, exhibiting a quiet fury that is much more dangerous. This isn't the Sally who will beg or plead for loyalty. This is the Sally who rebuilds, who reinvents herself from the ashes. By the end of the episode, she's walking away, not with despair, but with determination. For the first time in months, she's no longer clinging to Billy's potential. Instead, she's rediscovering her own. Genoa City might be full of betrayals, but no one rises from ruin quite like Sally Spectra, and the spark in her eyes suggests that her next move will be her most powerful yet. Matt versus Sharon. While Sally's heartbreak unfolds in one corner of Genoa City, a far darker confrontation simmers elsewhere. Sharon Newman has faced her share of villains. Some she's loved, others she's feared, but few have haunted her like Matt Clark. Once thought long dead, Matt's return as Mitch Bacall has upended the fragile peace Sharon worked so hard to build. The revelation that Mitch and Matt are one and the same sets the stage for one of the most charged confrontations in recent Young and the Restless history. Sharon has a quiet, steely voice when she confronts Matt. She tells him, "You can hide behind a new name, Matt, but you can't change who you are." The air between them crackles with history, years of pain, manipulation, and unhealed scars. Matt smiles with the same icy, calculating grin that once frightened a large portion of Genoa City and does not deny his identity. You always did love playing the savior, didn't you, Sharon? He sneers. But you can't save them this time. Not Nick, not Noah, not even yourself. This is more than just a verbal conflict. It's also a psychological one. Sharon knows Matt's patterns too well, the way he twists truth until it feels like poison. However, she is not the same woman he once abused. Therapy, loss, and motherhood have made her resilient. She responds to his threats with her own, advising him that the Newmans are no longer an easy target. You hurt my family again, and I'll make sure you disappear for good, she says, voice low and unwavering. When Matt approaches her and dares her to act, the tension between them reaches its breaking point. You always talk about justice, he says, but deep down you know the Newmans deserve everything that's coming. Behind the anger, there's something deeper, a twisted fascination between two people who have spent decades locked in each other's orbit. Sharon's disgust is real, but so is her fear. Matt is dangerous, not only because of what he's done, but because he knows exactly where to strike. He brings up her past mental health struggles, her losses, her moments of weakness, trying to destabilize her. Do you believe you've changed? He taunts. You're still the same broken woman, searching for absolution. Sharon doesn't take the bait. She, on the other hand, responds with the truth. Matt has always been the broken person who cannot exist without destroying other people. Their encounter leaves Sharon shaken, but not defeated. Later, when she meets Nick, her ex-husband and closest ally, they talk about shared dread. He's back, Nick, she says quietly, and he's not done with us. Nick, already burdened by his discovery of Noah's involvement with Matt's wife, Sienna, clenches his jaw. Then we end it, he replies, the protective father in him taking over. Together, they realize that Matt's reappearance isn't random. It's deliberate, part of a larger plan to dismantle the Newman family piece by piece. The Matt versus Sharon storyline highlights more than just a revenge plot. It's a meditation on survival and the cyclical nature of trauma. Sharon represents endurance, the human capacity to heal after unimaginable pain. Matt, on the other hand, represents obsession, the inability to let go of old wounds. As their paths collide once again, viewers are reminded that history in the young and the restless is never buried for long. It always claws its way back to the surface. Sienna's discovery. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, Sienna Bacall's perfect facade begins to crumble. Her marriage to Mitch has always carried shadows, unanswered questions, unexplained disappearances, a husband whose eyes sometimes reflect a stranger's soul. But when Nick Newman bursts into her hospital room and exposes the truth, Sienna's world stops spinning. Mitch Bacall, the man she married, the man who swore to protect her, isn't who he claimed to be. He's Matt Clark, a man with a history of violence, manipulation, and cruelty that stretches back decades. The revelation is more than a betrayal. It's a violation of everything Sienna thought she knew. As Nick lays out Matt's past, the lies, the crimes, the vendetta against the Newmans, Sienna's shock turns to horror. She remembers small inconsistencies, the way Mitch avoided photographs, how he changed topics whenever Genoa City came up, the flicker of something cold in his eyes when he thought she wasn't looking. Suddenly it all makes sense. She thought she loved a man who was a ghost from another life and could do terrible things. Are you saying that my husband isn't even real? She whispers, her voice trembling. Nick nods, his own expression grim. He's real, Sienna. Just not the man you think he is. The truth is a maze of feelings for Sienna, including grief, rage, and disbelief. She is furious that she ignored the warning signs and feels complicit in her own deception. But beneath the rage lies fear. If Matt could lie so easily about his identity, what else is he hiding? Has she been sleeping beside a murderer? The emotional gravity of the moment is almost unbearable. When Nick reaches out to comfort her, the tension between them shifts. It's a dangerous intimacy, born not from romance, but from shared trauma. Still, there's a spark there, undeniable and forbidden. Nick also feels it, but he suppresses it because he is aware that the line between empathy and desire is dangerously thin. Sienna's shock hardens into resolve as the day progresses. She refuses to be another victim of Matt Clark's deceit. She tells Nick that she's done living in fear, that she'll help expose him for who he truly is. But her bravery may come at a cost. Matt isn't the kind of man to let betrayal go unpunished. When he learns that Sienna has been talking to Nick, and worse, that she now knows the truth, his reaction will be swift and ruthless. The look in his eyes when he confronts her later that night is chilling. "You've been talking to them, haven't you?" he says softly, his tone deceptively calm. Sienna tries to stand her ground, but when Matt's mask slips, revealing the predator beneath, she realizes just how much danger she's in. This discovery not only reshapes Sienna's life, but also intertwines her fate with the Newmans. She becomes both a target and an ally, a woman caught between loyalty and survival. There's even the possibility that she might flee Genoa City with Nick and Sharon, seeking safety for herself and for Noah, whose feelings for her complicate everything. The potential for a father-son conflict over Sienna looms, a love triangle that could fracture the Newman family from within. Sienna's storyline isn't just about uncovering lies, it's about reclaiming agency. She begins as a woman defined by her husband's deception, but by the episode's end, she starts to define herself through courage. The journey from ignorance to empowerment mirrors Sharon's decades-long evolution, a reminder that in the young and the restless, women are often the ones who transform pain into strength, the thread that ties them together. What makes this episode so compelling is how seamlessly these three storylines, Sally's betrayal, Matt's confrontation with Sharon, and Sienna's shocking discovery, interlock. Each centers on truth and deception, on the devastating cost of misplaced trust. Sally learns that love without honesty is hollow. Sharon learns that forgiveness without vigilance is dangerous. And Sienna learns that ignorance is not innocence, it's vulnerability. At its heart, the November 12th, 2025, episode of The Young and the Restless is about revelation. It costs money to keep a secret, and lying leaves a scar. Sally, Matt, Sharon, and Sienna are all standing at crossroads where the past and present collide. The emotional complexity of their journeys, woven through betrayal, confrontation, and discovery, creates the kind of drama that defines the soul of daytime television. As the credits roll, fans are left with questions that will ripple through future episodes. Will Sally truly walk away from Billy, or will love pull her back into the storm? Can Sharon and Nick protect their family from Matt's vendetta, or are they already too late? And will Sienna's courage be her salvation or her undoing? One thing is certain. In Genoa City, no secret stays buried forever.